Poppy Day is the day when people in Britain and other countries commemorate the soldiers who died for their country in 2 world wars and later conflicts. It's on the 11th of November every year, because World War I officially ended on the 11th of November 1918. Every year at exactly 11 o'clock in the morning, there is a 2-minute silence. This tradition began in 1919, 1 year after the end of World War I, when there was a 2-minute silence in London. It was a chance for everybody to stop what they were doing and remember the people who had died. This is how one British newspaper described the event.
At exactly 11 o'clock, all the cars, trams and other vehicles stopped. Everyone stood very still. The silence became deeper. It spread over the whole city. It was a silence which was almost pain. It was the spirit of memory.
John McCrae was a Canadian doctor who fought as an officer in World War I. He saw terrible things during that time. There were sometimes hundreds of casualties in one day. Thousands and thousands of young soldiers fought and died in the muddy, wet fields of Flanders, a part of Belgium. In those same muddy fields, red flowers grew, poppies. McCrae imagined that the poppies were growing there to mark the places where young men had died. He found the sight of the poppies very moving and wrote a poem about them. In the poem, we hear the dead soldiers speak. It begins with this line: "In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row." John McCrae died in battle in 1918. An American woman called Moira Michael read his poem and bought some poppies. She wore one of them and sold the others. She gave the money to ex-soldiers in the United States. Other people copied the idea. They made poppies out of paper and sold them to raise money for ex-soldiers and the families of soldiers who had died. Selling poppies became a tradition which spread from country to country. Today, poppies are sold in many countries around the world. When people buy and wear poppies, they are remembering all the soldiers who fought and died in World War I between 1914 and 1918, and in later wars. And although World War I happened about 100 years ago, people do still remember. In the UK alone, about 40 million poppies are sold each year.